Coming up next is a little bit of a revenge match from last week's #1 contendership for the Intercontinental title. MORTiCiOUS will be taking on Phatty Ogre. For Phatty Ogre, it kind of feels like he was screwed out of a shot of the Intercontinental title because of MORTiCiOUS' actions during the match, pretty much breaking every submission hold he had on Brewmaster to make it one-on-one between him and MORTiCiOUS. So Phatty Ogre requested this matchup against MORTiCiOUS, and he gets it. So tonight we have Phatty Ogre and his small little story of redemption. You know, we talked to MORTiCiOUS earlier tonight about his questionable actions in the Intercontinental contendership matchup, and he quite flat out stated that he was not attempting to break any form of submission to Phatty Ogre on purpose. He was not trying to aim for a one-on-one matchup with Brewmaster Swigs to prove anything. But Phatty Ogre does not believe in that whatsoever. He just feels like he was screwed out of a shot against the Intercontinental Champion. We'll see what MORTiCiOUS has to say to this response in a match. As the lights dim and flash on and off during MORTiCiOUS' entrance, you gotta wonder what Phatty Ogre's thinking in his head. Was he smart to issue this challenge to a man like MORTiCiOUS, where sometimes he can be very mysterious and dark, but that's usually very seldom. But tonight, it's just, I guess we can say it's normal MORTiCiOUS, the same old MORTiCiOUS we've had in the last few weeks. But you also got to think about if MORTiCiOUS has really taken a liking to Phatty Ogre's comments over the last week since the contendership matchup. Phatty Ogre said some pretty harsh words about MORTiCiOUS. He even went as far as calling him an idiot for doing such things like that. And for that, MORTiCiOUS gladly accept this matchup to prove to Phatty Ogre that he is not an idiot, and he did it for a good cause. Or, not even for an idiotic cause. He was just simply trying to wrestle, because he wanted to be the one to eliminate Phatty Ogre, or Brewmaster Swigs. But we'll have to find out how this matchup goes between these two men, one-on-one. MORTiCiOUS brandishing the red fedora and jacket, kind of a new look to his normal attire. Usually the purple and white, now it's the red and white. And here we go, these two men are ready to go. And they quickly lock up. Phatty Ogre turned to a quick arm wrench straight into it, and then straight to a hammer lock. Phatty Ogre going straight to his technical-like ability and just twerking at the arm of MORTiCiOUS. Going for a strike, but MORTiCiOUS counters the strike of his own and tries to go for a jawbreaker, but Phatty Ogre counters and goes to a running neckbreaker onto the head. No, not kick to the back there. I think he's trying to pick him up, but no, a fireman's carry-like takedown by MORTiCiOUS, taking control of the matchup for the time being, hitting a clubbing blow to the back. He's going to walk him into the corner, slamming him headfirst in the turnbuckle, followed up with a nice knee to the gut, knocking him down, and have a stomp there. And he picks him up by his legs, and oh, he just slams him onto the mat, just slingshotting him into the air, onto his back. And he ushers him to the other corner, and another running knee to the gut. MORTiCiOUS trying to cause some damage to the gut area. Phatty Ogre with a running forearm to the face, starting to come back into this in a nice elbow drop straight into the sternum and the heart of MORTiCiOUS. There's a little kick to the back of his own, but MORTiCiOUS is able to phase through the kick, but he gets ushered in the corner and counters the running clothesline and goes straight to a backbreaker, a nice backbreaker onto Phatty Ogre. MORTiCiOUS has been really focusing on the back and the gut area, but he goes straight to a DDT, driving his head into the mat, like head first, almost literally hitting him 180 there. And quickly into a sleeper hold. Phatty Ogre's got the submission hold locked in. Will MORTiCiOUS tap out or really break free from the sleeper hold? And he does with the jawbreaker, cracking his chin on the top of his head, kind of causing some damage of his own, but he's able to shake through the pain. And oh, almost another running knee, but Phatty Ogre counters and elbows the knee. Those knees are padded, so not much damage is inflicted there. And MORTiCiOUS landing some strikes in. Trying to go for a swing there, but quickly countered right into a DDT and doing a little bit of a little shakaroonie there, a little dancing there by Phatty Ogre. Proving that even though this match is pretty personal between him and MORTiCiOUS, he's still here to have fun. Ooh, a nice arm drag. Some of his South Korean training he got. Japanese-like arm drag there. And he gets knocked to the ground by MORTiCiOUS quickly. And MORTiCiOUS already holding his head. I don't know if that's from the matchup or a sustaining injury he had from last week, because he was in that bout for quite some time. Phatty Ogre is definitely going to work on the head now. He noticed the damage to the head, and now he's going after it. And, ooh, and hip toss there, followed by an elbow drop to the arm on the outside. Phatty Ogre thinking about something else, and he just whips him into the barricade, slamming his head onto the barricade. He's really zoning in on the skull of MORTiCiOUS, knowing he's got a target, and MORTiCiOUS winding up and hitting an uppercut of his own, knocking his opponent silly for a loop. Knife edge chop there. MORTiCiOUS knocks him into the barricade and then whips him back into the ring, breaking the ref's count before hit 7. Now the action's back in the ring here, and MORTiCiOUS hitting a nice spear onto Phatty Ogre, knocking the wind out of his sails. This might be it, because this spear has gotten him multiple wins over the past few weeks. Got a 2 count. Oh! A 2 count by the ref, and Phatty Ogre kicks out of the spear. And oh, he's playing possum. He's able to quickly get out of the whatever hold he was in, and locks in a guillotine of his own on MORTiCiOUS. He is zoning in on the head with MORTiCiOUS, knowing the damage he sustained throughout this matchup, and possibly last week, breaks the hold and slams him onto the ground. MORTiCiOUS is in a lot of pain right now. And oh, wait a minute. A nice float over neck breaker by Phatty Ogre. Some more head bombing and dancing there. And oh, a clothesline. Followed by another clothesline. Here comes the trifecta of clotheslines by Phatty Ogre. Getting started on his comeback right now. Phatty Ogre taking his time to get in the corner, but he should have hurried up. Because now, wait a minute. Gets him back in the corner. Not nice right hand there. Ooh, a knife edge chop into the corner. Got a pin attempt here. 1, 2, and oh! MORTiCiOUS kicks out at 2. The match continues. And Ogre going for a drop kick, but MORTiCiOUS able to roll out of the way, and he's attempting that Boston Crab that he does all that he does, and oh! Phatty Ogre quick to know the submission and quick to get out, knowing that could have been detrimental. The end of the match for Phatty Ogre. Phatty Ogre was waiting for his opponent to get up, and he surprises him in the apron, but no, he gets a surprise of his own with a right hand to the face, and a quick snap suplex by MORTiCiOUS. Getting back in the ring. Now both men are really worn out, and he caught an elbow to the head. That head is going to be in a lot of pain. That actually happened to MORTiCiOUS 2 weeks ago. He caught the elbow to the head from elbow potato, and they got powerbombed on the ropes. I'm wondering if that's where the injury started from. And MORTiCiOUS has no choice but to tap out to the guillotine choke there. He had sustained a severe head injury, possibly from last week or 2 weeks ago. Pretty brave of him to accept this challenge. But Phatty Ogre, seeing the injury and attacking it like a shark smelling blood, locking in the guillotine choke after catching him with that back elbow, sustaining the submission victory, and also gaining his redemption from the actions last week in the contendership matchup. And right here, that knife edge chop was really hard. That really took the wind out of MORTiCiOUS' sails, but he was able to kick out right after this. It was not too shortly after this where he caught the elbow. He got the guillotine, but right here, Phatty Ogre was quick to know to get out of that hold. And then he catches them in that guillotine lock. This is the second guillotine hold that he attempted in the match, and MORTiCiOUS had no choice but to tap out because there was no way getting out of that guillotine lock. Not at all. Phatty Ogre victorious tonight in his matchup with MORTiCiOUS. Where will we see him on the card at RDW Judgment Day? We're not so sure, because he doesn't really have a set title match. Maybe he'll take a shot at the Survival Championship. Who knows? We'll find out when we get there. But coming up next, another chapter in the revenge story between the Plague and the Kingdom